Welcome back to Painting Classic Cars. We're hoping that this is going to be a good video because this is our first one with our third version of mics. We've bitten the bullet because the channel seems to be going pretty well. It's the sound that really lets us down. So we've spent big and gone DJI, which is what everyone keeps recommending us to do. So hopefully no more the sound is crap quality comments coming. The other big thing, literally, as I said, the channel is doing really well and we appreciate the feedback that we're getting from all around the world. Bizarrely, we've had 2 people out of the blue say, love what you do, have you ever done a Jaguar MK10? Which is bizarre. I mean, 2 people have asked this now, but and not asked about any other car. So, but yes, we do. Yes, we have. We have done one before. We've done a couple before, but we've done one full bare metal before. And we've now got this MK10 joined us, which is for a full bare metal repaint. So we thought what we'd do is a little bit of an introduction into the MK10, and then what we're doing specifically with this car. I love these. It could be our love of American cars, but these were so overlooked when they were first launched. They came out in 1961. And I think the biggest problem was they were launched just a couple of months after the E-Type, which blew everyone's minds. And the poor old MK10 was kind of a, yeah, it's all right, but it's not an E-Type. And I'm going to be really controversial and say I take one of these over an E-Type any day. The E-Type's a stunning looking car. These are just great. They're a really nice, big, comfortable barge, easy to drive, loads of space, and a really nice thing. And incredibly rare now. They made, between 61 and 70, they only made 25,000 of these, and that was MK10 and 420G. Now the MK10 ran from 61 to 64, and then after that, Jaguar rebadged a few bits, changed a few bits, and called it the 420G with a 4.2 engine. This is a 3.8 litre automatic 1963 MK10. It's got a few bits which it shouldn't have. These are very much a 420G item, but it's a fantastic car, this, with a little bit of history. It was sold new in 1963 in Australia, and it spent its entire life in Australia up until 2008, when the then owners in Australia came over to the UK and bought the car with them. It looks great, and I'm sure through that camera lens it looks even better than it does standing here. But it's the wrong colour. At some point in its life, it was painted this white when it left the factory opalescent gold. Now, the gentleman that owns the car now, who bought it about a year ago now, loves the car, hates the colour. And one of the reasons he loves the car is probably due to its life out in Australia. It is unbelievably solid. These MK10s fell apart, and as I say, of 25,000 that they built, very few now survive. The sheer size of them and the fact that nobody wanted them made these a banger boy heaven. In the UK, banger racing is still a very popular sport, and yeah, it's a big tank, so it's quite a weapon out on the track. So sadly, a huge number of these have been lost to the banger track. It's, as we say, it's incredibly solid, we think, so far. And the customer's made the wise choice that he loves it, no intention of getting rid of it, and rather than just scuff it all up and paint it, he wants this taken back to bare metal, any issues that we find resolving, and then painted back to the factory colour. So that's what we're going to do, and we thought we'd introduce the car to you in this way. What we're also going to do is put the car up on the scissor lift a little bit later this week, once it's freed up with a Porsche, and we'll go through with you how we go about assessing a vehicle before we strip it down and break it down. A couple of points with this, while it's complete and looking lovely, the interior is stunning. Really nice in here. All the wood's been redone. The leather is beautiful. It's a very nice place to sit. And yeah, lovely thing. Being an Australian car, These never came with air conditioning from the factory, but this one, there's a dealer fitted, has got air conditioning. You can see this big vent in the top here. And not only does it have a compressor, condenser, etc. running through the front under the engine bay, but in the boot here, if you come around the back, Lou, we can see we've got rear air conditioning in there as well. This big unit in here is a rear air condition blower unit, essentially. While we're up here with the boot open, you can see that when they did the colour change, they did a half sensible job. Everything has been changed. I am told by the owner though that if we peel back some carpets, there we go, you can see up the back there we have the original opalescent gold colour. It's also currently sitting on XJ6 15-inch steel wheels. These came factory on little 14-inch rims. The customers managed to locate some, which will also paint body colour to complete the look. So as it has just arrived, came down from Scotland rather on Friday night, we thought we'd introduce the car in this way, and we'll do the run through shortly on the ramp of how we assess prior to stripping it down and the work beginning. Okay, as you can see, we're inside now and we've got up on the scissor lift. We've not gone over this at all yet. You're doing this as we do this. So up at this height, we'll just run through and sort of see what we can see really. But we know the car's split most of its life out in Australia in the outback actually. It belongs to a haulage company. So we're just going around and looking at it now, and it is really, really good. We've got a few splits here. As you can see there, Luke, we've got just splitting through here in the paint. Now this whole area, and there's lots of areas we'll point out as we go along with these cars. Being a 1960s construction, there's a lot of lead loading going on in here. Just notice there's another little split here, which again, that's a leaded joint from the pillar to the roof. So we've got a split there, a little split there, and just blistering up here. And again, that's the sill ends here, tucks in, the wing comes over, and then that's a lead joint down through there. White is super forgiving, and you won't see this on the camera, but there's a bit of a wobble and a movement going on in here. This is a little bit suspicious here, but nothing alarming at all for big Mark 10. They're prone for just disintegrating, as I've said earlier. But you know, we've got really nice door returns here, really nice. So yeah, so far we're thinking, so far so good. Again, nice door returns, all crisp. Returns flanges are all there and in good shape. So yeah, we can see the appeal for the owner. One, I like the colour, but the condition's pretty amazing. We've got some cracking through here, which that's going to be the paint just cracking, which is quite common on a tight seam like that, where you've got a change in direction. This will be a 2K solid paint, and it's just shrunk and split there, which is not a problem at all. A bit of a car park dent there, look. But, I won't do the boot, we've already been into the boot, so I can keep on looking around. Again, on this side, exactly the same as we've got that side, there's a split coming through the bottom of the pillar there, but as I say, I think that's paint rather than body. Yeah, nice. These arches have got a factory wobble through here, where you get all the spot welds. But it's nice and smooth. I'm running my hand over the inner lip. Look, no blood. So, that door's locked. Okay, I've got a little bit of blistering just coming through on the bottom of this door edge here. But nothing to be getting too excited about, really. Get the paint off of there, and I'm confident that we'll have a nice solid door behind there. There's no movement in the outer surface, so again, I'm thinking that's probably just paint related. So, yeah, it's quite remarkable. Again, there's a bit of lead movement here. all these things we expect on a car of this age and vintage, because they were together with lead. So we'll just go up further. The high lift, the scissor lift, isn't as high as say the top coaster, but it'll get us up a decent height and we can have a look underneath. Really good ramps these. Great if you're a DIYer at home. It's single phase. Great for inside a standard garage even, just to get the car up. Where you can do so much. I mean, you can't get a gearbox out or change the exhaust, but you can do a lot of work on these scissor lifts. Just have a good look around in here. Okay, we'll see this is a good sign. There's a repair here. Look. Don't know how well that's come out. There's a repair section put in there. And it's not invisible, but it's a really nice, neat repair. It's continuously welded, nicely welded. Top's just flattened off. A nice repair section gone in there. It goes all the way down here. So this is 2 panels. And there's obviously been corrosion here, and someone's made the section in there, and they've replicated the factory panel by putting this on top of that. So that's a good sign. Repairs are expected on a big old car like this, but to see them done well means that someone's cared and invested a bit of time and money in it. Just underneath here we've got jacking points that are like new. There's no welding gone on there. They're just nice original factory jacking points. Further back here, what a lovely, lovely car. That's all factory. That's not been played around with or repaired over the years. It's just as it would have come. And if we look back up here, Lou, along the sill, all the spot welds are crystal clear, original sills. That's not been off, covered in wax oil, repairs gone in there. It's all in lovely, lovely shape. Yeah, I mean, even coming back here with the floor pan, boot floor, it's going to be a nice car. Well, it is a nice car, but what a car to get to return to factory colour as well. It's not a bit of a bodged mess. It's largely as it would have come from the factory. So we'll just check down this side, make sure we're not getting too excited too quickly. But again, this wheel arch is really nice. No corrosion, no repairs. How nice not to be reporting anything back to the owner. Okay, we've got a repair's gone in here. Only a little one. And the owner did say it's had a repair put in the front of the floor. It's got a little section in here. And the owner's shown me photographs where he took the carpet out of the inside and there's a repair to the inner sill as well. But it's been nicely done. It's not a patch just chucked over the top. It looks very nicely done. And inside here, actually, I think if you clean the mud back, yeah, the same as the other side. It's had a repair section in here, and they've gone across and into there as well. So the people that have been looking after this car have really looked after it. Yeah, there's repairs to the crow's feet under here, where we've got the main body cross member comes across, and then they call this section here the crow's foot, which goes from the body cross member out and joins up with the wing. And that's quite a crude repair in there. So we might take a look at that. Yeah, this side's original. Nothing going on over here. I'm going to grab a shot of that, Lou, just so there's a comparison side to side. You can see here all factory seams and flanges. All along here is all factory. There's a nice flat, smooth piece of skin. So that's it really, our initial inspection of the car. Whenever if something comes in, we get it up on the ramp, we have a good look through to try and ascertain what we may or may not be encountering, and really pleased to report that this should be a straightforward job, which we'll push forward with, and we'll serialise it going forward as we normally do. So we'll start with breaking down the interior out, all chrome trim off, glass out, seal everything up, start removing acres and acres of white paint, getting it back to bare metal. So that'll be coming up soon, and I think next video coming your way will be Porsche 997 that we've got going through a bare metal process as well. So stay tuned for that, like and subscribe, and we'll catch up with you next week.